All right, here we go. Division D finals for Season 5 of the AOE League's 2v2 tournament. We've got a matchup here between Team Chirimoyos in the red and yellow. We've got Godricus here in the red as the Burgundians, teamed up with Kamayu in the yellow playing as the Britons. And they'll be matched up against LWSA. That's Mandatum here in the green as the Franks, and Gnome in the blue playing as the Mayans. So, best of 5 set here in the finals. Both of these teams, I believe, in the semifinals, won their set 3-2, so they were very competitive matches in the semifinals. So, expecting more of the same here. I actually don't recall the results in the group stage when these two teams met up. All right, so let's get a look at the maps here. Got Rickus, our Burgundians player. Yeah, this is, look at that woodline. Oh my goodness. That is a delicious map. Gold's a bit forward, that's not ideal, but there is pretty safe back gold. That'll be a nice spot for secondary TC. But yeah, pretty easy to wall. Just wall around the front, wall the edge, wall there. Yeah, that's a great map. Another really wallable map there. This is about as close as it gets these days on Arabia. Kamayu here. Berries are quite forward, but the gold's back. And when you're the archer player, I think you'd rather have the back gold than back berries. Over on this side, Mandatum, our Franks player. Another good map. One thing that is going to be a little unfortunate for him is the better wood lines are a bit forward, but I guess this is perfectly fine. Actually, that's like, you could just about perfectly fit a TC there, right?
Yes.
All right, so yeah, we can see double bit axe already coming in here for Godricus, our Burgundians player. Yeah, I mean, another nice thing about these maps too for these players is there's not a lot of these Arabia generations. You get these hills popping up over the important resources, over the gold, over the berries. We don't have that here. These are all pretty flat maps. You get a little hill there. Yeah, I mean, look how flat this is. It's about as flat as it gets in Arabia these days. So, yeah, I mean, generally, probably favor Mayans, Franks on any Arabia matchup. But with this kind of map, it is probably the best kind of map you could get as the Burgundians, where you want to try to use some of those eco advantages. All right, let's keep an eye on the uptimes here for these players. What are we looking at? 24 seconds of idle time here for Gnome. 24 seconds of idle time. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Has Loom, so it's not like he forgot to get Loom off the rip. Keep an eye on that. All right, players should be clicking up here quite soon. Some walls coming down here already for our Britons player. I mean, you just don't really ever see any sort of fast casual play on Arabia these days. I mean, it was hard even back in the day before the walls had been nerfed, but with the nerfed walls, it's darn near impossible. Even when you got a map like this. It's a very, very aggressive early walling here for Kamayu. And I guess that's because he's up against the Cav player on this side. He's worried about early scouts. There's a chance he could be walled before scouts even get there. He's only got these 2 segments to go. All right, scouts meeting here in the middle, just passing. And what do we have for uptimes? 23 pop up for our Mayans player, 20 pop for both our Cav players, and 22 pop for our Britons player. Oop. Just being a little bit of a pest. Godricus trying to delay the barracks. Yeah, I think Gnome might send another Vill over there. Or just wall him in. That's good idle time, though, for Godricus. When the barracks will go up on time, you get a lot of villager idle time there. Alright, there it is. Godricus is up. That scout's got a little bit extra attack, so if he finds a vill out in the open, could be a problem, but looks like Gnome doesn't have any stragglers out and about here. Oh, I take that back. There's one straggler in the bush. Oh, goes for the trap. Doesn't quite get it. A for effort. Alright, yeah, look at that. Bowsaw already on the way here for Godricus. The power of Burgundians. And yeah, our Britain's player is still a little bit open here. The stable is up. First extra scout will be coming out. Oh, went for... Why is there so much HP missing? Do we have a weak vill somewhere? Yeah, I missed that. Mandata maybe was trying to harass a vill there. Yeah, and this is great from Godricus. Continuing to put the pressure on Gnome. Really, even these small delays can make a big difference. So that's the first range just now coming down for Gnome. Gnome's got 4 on gold. Here comes scout number 2. Oh no! Gnome deletes the wall. Okay, he's got a spear, that's why. Alright, Gnome should be fine here. And the walls are up. So our Britain's player is safe and sound at home. He's got 1 range. Hasn't added a second yet. But this does allow Chirimoyos to be really free with these archers. Can immediately send them forward with the spear. Try to get some pressure on Mandatum. And Godricus' scouts, they are being a real pest. Godricus' micro is on point here today. There's scout number 3. 3 spears have already been made by Gnome, so that's a decent investment. And look at that second range being denied. The vill's going to go down. This is not good at all for Gnome, who's invested in a 4th spear. Scouts continuing to flood in. And where are the scouts right now for Mandatum? Mandatum's got 5 on the field. Where are they all? Okay, they're hanging back at home in a defensive position. Yeah, I guess maybe Mandatum's worried about these scouts, which do now look to be heading his way. I think it's definitely the right play if you're Godricus. Team up with your archer player, put pressure on the cav player. You know how many spears Gnome's invested in, so the amount of value you're going to get with the scouts pressuring Gnome is probably pretty minimal at this point. Alright, what's Gnome's archer count looking like? He's got 5 versus 6 for our Britain's player. But look at this, a Britain's player moving out with 2 spears in the mix. Yeah, I think if you're Godricus, team up with these archers. You could devastate, absolutely devastate Mandatum at this time. And these scouts could prevent him from finishing the walls. Moreover, getting the extra pressure on Mandatum is going to incentivize Gnome to send his archers that way. And that's what you want. You want archers chasing the mobile units. Oh, look at this. Archers, are they going to get in? Okay, Mandatum gets that house down. I think he had an overchop there. That wall will be completed. I don't know if he'll get finished there. But yeah, this little bit of hill here is coming into play. Those archers, they're not all up on that hill, but there will be an attack bonus. And yeah, basically identical military numbers, identical vill numbers. Oh, he's going to catch the archers. Archers are separated from the spears. This should be a good take here from Mandatum, who also has the +1 armor. He's worried about the spears. But yeah, I think with that number of scouts, you could take those spears pretty easy. Yeah, I really do think if Godricus had been here earlier, they could have done a lot of damage. But those 2 armies being separated, Mandatum made a jump just at the right time. Now there are reinforcements here. And with these scouts in the mix, this should be a good fight here for Chirimoyos. All right, counterattack on the way here for Gnome, who's got 15 archers on the field. Got 16 for our Britain's player. So even after the clean, our Britain's player still with a numbers advantage. And I think that's probably most likely due to the pressure from Godricus early on Gnome. All right, we've got... Ooh, it's going to be +1/+1 here pretty soon for Godricus's scouts. No bloodlines. And Datum's got a lot of scouts, but hasn't been able to get any value with them yet. All the pressure has been on LWS. Yeah, these house walls are going to be nice. Prevent any sort of damage here, although there is a palisade wall. That's all that's between those two ranges, so that is the vulnerable spot. And look at that, Chirimoyos immediately identifying that. Oh, these archers actually going to head for the wood line. Ooh, Gnome manages not to lose a Vil, but these houses, 1 HP and 29 HP respectively. So those will not hold for any amount of time. And look at that, they are in. Alright, let's see the micro here. Good archer numbers for Gnome. We got +1/+1 on the Britain's player. Only no armor yet for Gnome, though it is on the way. And look at that, Castle Age on the way for both the LWS players. So Gnome's, despite the early pressure on him, despite the idle time and the villager loss, is going to have a better Castle Age time than the Britain's counterpart. And let's see what LWS is able to do that with that. Godricus also on the way up. Ooh, some exposed vills here. Yeah, and so far they have just kept LWS at home this entire time. This could be a really nice trap, though, for LWS. They've got significant military number advantage here. Should be an easy trap on the archers. Remember, those Frank scouts a bit tankier as well, and they've got +1/+1. This should be a clean for LWS. Yeah, and indeed it is. Okay, so suddenly, looking at 21 archers versus only 8. And yeah, I think move forward immediately towards Godricus. You've got these numbers advantage. The Expo upgrade will be on the way here very soon. Oh, no. Overchop from Mandatum. Loses 1 Vil. Might lose another. Yep, loses 2. He's going to lose 3. Oh, what a disaster. Yep. Vil number 3 down. Might lose a 4th here. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Okay. Here come the soon-to-be Expo. Ooh, and that gold is rangeable from the outside. I think this would be a great spot for Gnome to hit. Yeah, Godricus, what a pest he's been in this game with these scouts. Really nice scout play from him. That's going to be another Vil down here from Mandatum. Brutal. Oh, please don't lose another. Alright, finally fights back with Vils. And yeah, here it comes. Here come the Expo. Vil numbers are identical. Significant military lead right now for LWS. All players up in Castle Age. We've got 3 TC off the rip here for Godricus, 2 TC for the Franks player. And here comes some Britain archers heading toward Godricus' base to try to bail him out there. Yeah, not sure why No moved over this way. I don't know why he didn't keep the pressure here and just break in there. Denying gold is so pivotal at this juncture. Look at that. Cavalier is in now for Godricus. Alright, Gnome should be able to get in here. Let's see if Godricus is able to get a house down. I don't think he will. Alright, this is good pressure. We'll be able to deny a lot of farms. Deny that wood line. Deny the gold. And just camp the gold from this hill here. Ballistics is already in as well. Ballistics on the way for our Britain's player as well. Here comes Britain's player. 15 archers there. 24 archers here, but there are definitely cav numbers here for Godricus. I think this will probably be a clean. This should be a clean for Chirimoyos. Yeah, that'll definitely be a clean. But our Britain's player's still only on one town center. We've got 2 town centers for Gnome right now. And I think this was probably still worth it for LWS. Got a lot of idle time there. They have moved slightly ahead in Vil numbers, and they still are even in military numbers. Alright, here comes TC number 2 for Kamayo, trying to secure some extra gold. He's working on 3 range. Gnome still sticking on 2. So the Britain's player should be able to pull ahead here in terms of production. Plus those Britain ranges producing faster. Okay, let's look at the resources here. Yeah, Gnome adding a 3rd town center. I'm not sure what they're pinging here. Interesting. Adding stone walls to that side. I guess just noting the location of these archers. Ooh, and this actually, if they notice the Kamayu archers on their own here, that could be a clean. Mandatum sending all of his units over here. What do we got? +1, +2 on these. +1, +2 on those. Ooh, what's going to happen here? Oh, he gets a jump on the yellow archers out of position. Gets the full surround. Oh, that should be a great fight. Now, these archers for Gnome will be cleaned, and those archers actually managed to sneak out of the surround. Yeah, I think it's going to be roughly an even unit trade-off. We do have reinforcements coming in here for Gnome. Yeah, LWS starting to pull ahead here. 14 villager lead. They've got 20 more military on the field. There's our 3rd town center for Mandatum. Ooh, that's a risky spot right under the hill. But should be able to get away with it. There's no archers in the vicinity at the moment. And let's see where LWS decides to apply pressure here. Looks like they're heading toward the Britain's player. Could break in here. Take them off that wood. Idle a lot of these farms. I think that's where they are opting to go here. All right, got Rickus. Where's he heading with the Cavalier? Looks like maybe trying to get some raids in on Gnome. But here we go. Defender's advantage right now for Kamayo, but he is 2v1, so this should be a clean of his forces. Let's see if Mandatum can get those knights in behind the archers. Yeah, I really, really like LWS's position right now. Let's see if these Cavalier can break in. Gnome does have to worry about an overchop here. Only 16 wood left in that one tree. Is he going to continue the counterattack, or is he going to go try to bail out his partner here? Yeah, these ranges. Yeah, this little hill. This is a nice position here for Gnome. Is this open? Oh, no! Oh, disaster! Does have some archers in defense here, but these raids could get a lot of value. Knights are in on this side though as well. Knights could possibly deny that town center. Oh, it's gotten messy all of a sudden. There are cav units in both the archer players' bases. This knight's killing a lot of vills right now. In on the wood line as well. The quick wall's not quite in on time. Alright, looks like damage has been basically clean. These knights still running around here. It looks like roughly an even trade. Now, LWS doesn't have a military lead anymore. And actually, their Vil lead is, well, it's about to be non-existent. So actually, I think that got Chirimoyos right back into this game. Yeah, and suddenly it is dead even. Now, as this game goes later and later, I do continue to favor LWS's position. Frank Paladin is so much stronger than Burgundian Paladin. But the Burgundians can get to Paladin much sooner. Much less... and at much less cost. Ooh, not a good fight here from Mandatum. Jumping on the archers, but doesn't have the numbers for it. And with ballistics, is going to lose a ton of knights there. Look at that. All of a sudden, a 10 vil lead for Chirimoyos and a 15 military lead. This game has completely swung. This, yeah, the attack on the archer player turned out to be probably not the best decision. Might have been better to go and try to pressure the cav player. Force the archer player to come help him, the non-mobile player. Not to mention the cav player gonna have a harder time defending his base than an archer player, especially a Britain's archer player with that extra range. Yeah, and now look at this. The pressure is now on Mandatum. Some of the extra production is denied. This TC is going to be a problem. That castle's not going to go up. Oh, no. Yeah, he knows it. Deletes it. Yeah, and that hill over that TC, such a problem here. Gnome is going to have to send archers over here. That's what he's doing. But Chirimoyos with a significant military advantage at this point. This is not a good spot for LWS. They're behind in numbers and behind in tech because we've got Cavalier on the field. Now, Gnome is doing a good job of trying to get slightly higher ground here. Probably has Thumb Ring as well, but the numbers for the Britain's player are significant here. And, yeah, that's total and brutal domination there for Chirimoyos over LWS. All of a sudden, LWS is, I think, quite behind in this game. Mandatum is at 100 vils, but he's going to have some trouble here. All of his production is forward here. These archers are just going to camp this hill all day long. Cavalier getting in over here again. Yeah, open down there. No imp yet for anyone. Looks like Kamayu is probably the closest. And look at that. Castle right in Mandatum's face. That's a great call. You know you have the military advantage. You know you can get a castle anywhere you want at this point. That castle's going to range that TC and range a lot of the production. That is a pain in the butt castle. Plus, if you're the first up, which it looks like Kamayu should be, easy Treb War you can win here against this castle. Wow, this military lead and the Vil lead continuing to balloon. Oh, Mandatum losing more knights here for free. Yeah, and there is Imp on the way for Kamayu. Yeah, I don't know what you do here if you're Mandatum. Somehow just have to buy yourself time. Look at that. Archers over here as well. They don't quite deny the TC. They will be cleaned. But that is annoying. All right, Imp on the way as well for Gnome. And LWS, how do they get in? What's their win condition here? Is it Gnome just making a devastating push against Godricus on this side? I mean, I don't know that Gnome is going to be able to help that much over here, especially with a castle in the mix, and there's going to be rams coming out of this siege workshop, I assume. Yeah, this is a nice move. I like this. Taking the army, pressuring from the left. You already have a castle here. That TC's gone. You could just kill this TC, push right into this area. Yeah, I really... It really starting to feel like Chirimoyos is in a position where they almost would have to throw this game. What's the MTC? Not that one. There it is. Okay. Another castle there. Mandatum's still at 103 Vils, so there's not a huge Vil problem. But production's going to be a problem. Only has 2 stable left at the moment. Gnome's got archers on the field, but unless Gnome's got a way to trev down this castle, he would need to get a castle of his own. He doesn't have the stone 4, and he's already an imp. All right, here comes Bracer for Chirimoyos. Yeah, Bracer, Chemistry. With just those two, even without the Arbalist upgrade, it's going to be really hard for Mandatum to ever think about engaging this. And what's the gold situation for Mandatum? Has gold there. That gold is... Yeah, that castle's so clutch. Even taking the gold, it's going to try to wall him in here. I love this play by Chirimoyos. Chirimoyos. Really nice comeback this game, and they are in a very, very dominant position right now. Oh, look at this. With Gnome's archers over on the left trying to help out Mandatum, the Cavalier able to come over here. And they take out a TC. That's going to be a lot of dead vills here as well. And that gold out of the picture right now for Gnome. These Arbalists are here, and I mean, one thing about the Cavalier being away means a 2v1 jump on Chirimoyos. Chirimoyos does need to be careful they don't throw here. Now, they're getting a great trade. Britain's archers with the range. They haven't really been taking any damage from the Arbalists, and they are chewing away at the Cavalier right now from Mandatum. And here come the Cavalier for Godricus. What a mess. Yeah, Chirimoyos looks like they will get the clean there. Mandatum's units are gone. That's a lot of Cavalier on the field. The Paladin upgrade on the way. Less than 2 minutes out at this point. And it's not looking great. Oh, is that Treb? Okay, Treb stays up with 37 HP. No Trebs on the field at the moment for Chirimoyos. They were clean during the fight. Look at this. We've got a Treb push on this side from Godricus. It's just... I don't see any way for Mandatum to stop this push. And it's at least a 50-50 position over here. Gnome should be able to win this Treb fight, but I don't think he's going to be able to advance and get really significant damage on Godricus. Certainly not at the rate at which Godricus is about to suffer damage at the hands of Chirimoyos here. And yeah, look at the Cavalier. They clean the Treb, and they can just run rampant in this eco. I mean, this eco is so exposed to Cav raids. Godricus should just run in here. I think is what he's going to do. Yeah, this is over. This is over. Paladin is in. I mean, all Mandatum can make at the moment is light cav. He's got no access to gold. Mines there were cleared out. Hasn't found any additional gold. This is all she wrote, folks. Yeah, Godricus just buying time there. That's all he needs to do. This one is going to be over very soon. Mandatum actually still at 90 vills, but that number is quickly plummeting. Longbow switch being made here by Chirimoyos. Not elite. Down to 83 vills. And it's a mess. Yeah, these TCs are going down now. Mandatum, how many on food? 2. 2 villagers on food. Not ideal when you're the Cav player. Now they already have trade up, and look at this long wall, but it's all for naught because the base is gone. Yeah, we should see the GG here any moment. I should add, I'm really glad this wreck wasn't broken. Probably 1 out of every 3, maybe 1 out of every 2 wrecks I've looked at lately have crashed. There it is. GG is called. Yeah, wow, that went from a slight lead in favor of LWS to dominant win for Chirimoyos quite quickly. And what was the difference there? What was the big difference? So the initial change of momentum was when we had Gnome and Mandatum with their armies both up against Chirimoyos, and I think Chirimoyos did a really nice job playing defense with those archers, causing damage on the knights, but not really taking too much damage himself. Right, Godricus gets into Gnome's base, takes out a good number of vills. And then the fight out here, was that the fight where the military numbers really flipped? Because there was that one point at which Chirimoyos ended up having so many, Chirimoyos and Godricus had so many more military units than Gnome and Mandatum. And that just let Chirimoyos sort of have his way with Mandatum's area here. Yeah, I mean, both those golds getting taken, that stone getting taken, these castle placements I thought were absolutely excellent by Chirimoyos. And having the military advantage is what allowed them to get that. You know, if Mandatum, you know, if you had the stone, say, to get a castle here just a minute or two earlier, maybe this is a really different game. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that would have let Mandatum get to Imp at a competitive time with Godricus. But there is that nasty power spike for Burgundians where they get Paladin out so quickly. And that can be really hard to survive. All right, let's look at the numbers here. Yeah, Godricus, absolute beast that game. 300 units killed, only 90 lost. Pretty similar ecos for these 4 players. Yeah, and comparable uptimes as well. All right. So yeah, game 1 goes to Chirimoyos, and with that we go to game number 2. So the players didn't post the maps that were drafted in the Discord, but game number 2 will be on Steppe, and this should be the home map or one of the 2 home maps drafted by LWS. All right, here we go. Steppe. One of my favorites. So here we've got Gnome playing as the Chinese and is going to drop a TC back over here. Yeah, this is how I used to always play it, was take the TC, find the wood line. Sort of changed my stance on that. I like to end up just dropping it here and try to make, you know, walls that are a little further out. Only because, I mean, this map, maybe it doesn't matter. The gold is pretty far away regardless. But a lot of times you'll get a situation like this where, say we're Chirimoyos and you go to drop the TC out here. Now look how far you are from the gold. Extremely far. Whereas this TC here, dropping it kind of right where he started. Now he's got pretty close access to gold. All right, so what do we have for civs here on this one? Mandatum and Gnome. We've got Berbers and Chinese up against Lith and Mongols. I personally think I favor Lith Mongols here. They're just going to have such a nasty early power spike in Feudal Age. They're able to have a really fast uptime with the faster hunt and the free food for Lith. And what that allows them to do is get army on the field that's going to allow them to have map control. And Mongols behind that map control can just hunt the piss out of this open area. And that's going to slingshot them to Castle Age. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what the play will end up being with Berbers. Now, I guess that's probably just a knight play, or perhaps even a camel play. You have cheaper knights in Castle Age, but I'd be curious. Yeah, I wonder if maybe they even think about Camel Archer, which is a hard counter to Mangudai, if in the late game, if Chirimoyos ends up switching into Mangudai. But I think we're going to see an Archer opening probably here for Chirimoyos. Scouts from our Lithuanians player. So yeah, we'll see how LWS is going to be able to handle what's almost certainly going to be an early military numbers advantage for Chirimoyos. so let's just take a look here. We've got Godricus put his first mill on Hunt, second mill on berries. What about over here? Ooh. Barracks coming down for Mandatum before he's up, so that smells like men-at-arms to me. The timing of this barracks. Yeah, look at that, though. Kamayu up at 17 pop. We got 18 pop up here for Godricus. So they're going to have military on the field quickly. This is a good map for Godricus. Gold under the TC. Ooh, snipes the scout, too. Yeah, you get an easy wall to the TC here. Just fill that gap, fill that gap, fill that gap. And then just working on walling here. You have a small base, but it's pretty secure. You got thick wood lines, can't really be ranged. There's the barracks for Kamayu. Not on gold, though. Double scouts? Is that what we're getting here? Double scouts? Interesting. I mean, the problem there is it's just so... Ooh. What's this? Kamayu was thinking about laming the gold. He's going to be a little late to the party. That's a cheeky play. Not sure why he's going so late, though, to try to do that. It was Gnome's scout. I think Gnome noticed it. No? Did he? Does Gnome notice it? Does he react? Yeah, I think... Ah, there we go. Okay. Gnome's reacted. Here comes the chase. Alright, yep. We do have a stable... Ooh, in a range follow-up. Interesting. So maybe this is scouts into skirms. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just... If Gnome scouts that out... Look at that. Cheeky little scout. Yeah, if Gnome scouts out the stable, then these players just go spears. Which, right? Gnome's already got a spear out. He's gonna get a kill here. A little sloppy with the scout there. And Gnome, he's located this as well. Alright, here come the scouts. Spears out of position. That's gonna be a dead Vil. Where's the spear? Where's the spear? Oh, that is a mistake by Gnome. Had the spear here, should have been protecting the production. Getting the production up here is so essential for Gnome. This is what cost him in game 1, and is costing here again in game number 2. Shouldn't be a Vil kill there. Yep, has a second spear out as well. Alright, what's going on over on this end? Scouts. Don't see... Where's the KD count here? Godricus, 2 kills, 1 death. So it probably did take out some Vils. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Distracted by the laming attempt over on this side. Yeah, 10 military on the field for both players. Sorry, for both teams. But LWS, a lot of those are spears. And if... one player, Chirimoyos, can make an archer switch behind this, I think that's probably the way you play this, with how many spears are on the field right now. Is that what we're going to get here? No, skirmishers. Ah. Yeah, so I guess it just looks like Chirimoyos, they're trying to turn this into 2 different 2v1s. Maybe they'll be able to get away with it. Godricus only has 3 scouts at the moment, but... Godricus is able to get over here. Clean those skirms. The archers for Gnome can then come forward and do some real damage against Kamayu. Alright, yep. Ooh, armor just about in as well. So those skirms will have +1/+1. Fletching not even in yet for Gnome. More than enough skirms at the moment for Kamayu to defend against Gnome here. Can Godricus Or pardon me, can Mandatum get some scouts over there to help? Ooh, some exposed vills here. These spears are out of position. +1 armor on the way here for Godricus. Oh, there's a mess. There's fighting all over the place. Vills going down at the moment for Gnome. Alright, and yeah, what we were talking about earlier, Mandatum getting here with the scouts. Should focus, I think, on clearing those skirms. A lot of vills going down here for LWS. Chirimoyos with a 5 vill lead already. And what's the hunt situation looking like right now for Kamayu? It only has 5 vills out there hunting. A lot of it's really long range at the moment. Oop. Little accidentally built militia in the mix. Got Rickus with scout numbers, but... Oh, look at this. Gnome catching Kamayu's vills out here in the open. It's going to be a few dead vills. These skirms are going to come and chase, but here's where, again, I think Mandatum should break off. And in fact, I think that's exactly what he's doing. He could clean this, and then all these vills are dead meat here. Nice micro there by Kamayu, though, getting really close to the archers before engaging. Cleans 2 of them already. Interesting. Okay, Mandatum's going to fight the scouts here with fewer numbers. I really think Mandatum should have sent the scouts over there to try to engage the skirms. That's where you're going to get the most value from them. All right, yeah, Gnome only with 29 vills at the moment, so quite a bit behind. All right, last couple spears there for Mandatum being cleaned. Got 3 archers on the field. Those are easy pickings for Godricus' archers if they can find them. A lot of skirms here coming forward for Kamayu. Yeah, and even with all the skirm investment, look at that. The food count's so much higher for our Mongols player. Who looks like he's going to be the first to cast late. So another game where Chirimoyos positioned to win. I really like their position at the moment. Now the Vill lead only is 1 at the moment. This is good pressure. I'm not exactly sure what Gnome and Mandatum are going to do to survive this. Skirms don't have a lot of damage output, but they can keep the archers from cleaning the scouts, and that is a lot of scouts in right now. Yeah, this gold is going to be in serious trouble. Now, we do have a nice counterattack here for Gnome. Tower just not soon enough. If Gnome had gotten that up sooner, that tower was probably their only chance to survive this here, but this is not great at the moment. Yeah, this is a brutal position right now for LWS. Now, maybe they have a hope of trying to trap this army. That combined with a devastating counterattack here. These archers coming in, a lot of them getting lost at the town center, though. Gnome probably distracted at home. That was most unfortunate. That was nice quick walls there by Kamayu to get that. Yeah, and this is where the damage output of the archers makes a big difference. Chirimoyos will win that fight. They don't have a lot left over to kill Vills. So despite all that craziness, the Vill count is identical. But I think the difference at the moment is that we've got Castle. Oh my gosh, and the GG's called. Wow. Wow. Interesting. They weren't as behind as I don't think they're as behind as they thought they were. Now, don't get me wrong, Chirimoyos, they're definitely ahead. They are up. Gnome he's on 39 food. There's almost no food eco. Mandatum's got no food either. He's got a good food eco. 28 farms, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thought is just there's nothing you can do about this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a very reasonable GG. But they probably didn't realize the Vill numbers were identical at this point. All right. Game number 2 goes to Chirimoyos. 2-0 lead. So maybe this will be a shorter series than I was expecting. We had 5-game series, both ends of the semifinals. I got Ricketts again with a ridiculous KD. Kamayu played that exceptionally well. Also, yeah, I was questioning the double scouts play at the start, but they frankly dominated with it. So, all right, game number 2. Let's go. Or pardon me, game number 3. That takes us to Arena. All right, so this should be the home map, one of the home maps for Chirimoyos. Let's go. All right, clown time. Let's get it. Godricus playing as the Poles. Kamayu playing as the Bohemians. So lots of interesting possibilities here. I mean, we see a lot of Poles tower rushing. Or man, I wish I could remember the semifinal set. Godricus and Kamayu. Let me actually go back and look here. It's Arena. We've got time. There's no rush to the action here. Let's see if I can find. I remember if they had an Arena set. We had. Okay, not in the semifinals. We had Beaver Dam, Land Madness, Gold Rush, Hideout. What about in some of the earlier stages? For some reason, this is like ringing a bell. Okay, so in the group stage, they played Arena against LWS. They lost that set. Or the Civ picks. Why can't I remember this set? So yeah, okay, so these guys played Arena in the group stage. By the way, the group stage, LWS 2-0 Chirimoyos. So Chirimoyos has already gotten revenge for that loss. But LWS picked Arena. So that would have, yeah, so they never did play on Arena. Okay, so ignore my poor memory. All right, so yeah, what's the play here? If you're Poles, I mean, one possibility is it's just going to be a fast castle. You go to stone early. You get the castle. Night spam. You night spam and you push together with hand cannons. Or possibly Smush. Siege Monk push. And you push together against the Cummins player. Because Cummins, they suck at defending. You've got no access to build additional stone walls. You've got no guard tower. Maybe that's the play. And I think that's a really good play. Because what are Dravidians going to do early game to help deal with that? Right? You take the Cummins player out of the game. And all that nasty late Castle Age, early Imperial Age potential. And then you basically have a 2v1 situation against the Dravidians player. What's with the Dravidians pick here? Arena. I play a ton of Arena. But I mean, you see, I've played against Bengalis a few times in Arena. I think because of the monk advantage, but I'm not sure what you want to go for as Dravidians on Arena. Yeah, but I'll be curious to see how this plays out. Obviously, there are other strategies these players could take. I mean, Bohemians could just play for the late game, try to get into the Hoofnies Howl composition. But what I'm hoping for, early Poles tower rush. up against the Kuma's player who can't stonewall. And do that just to sort of delay the Kuma's player, and then follow it with a hand cannon push from Bohemians. I think that'd be pretty fun. Alright, just gonna... Oh, hello. Hello. We've got early feudal age for LWS, so... Rams? Feudal age Rams? Is that what we're gonna get here? 19 pop from the Kumans, or is this just your standard 2 TC boom? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, the 19 pop from Kumans, that's expected. This wasn't expected. 20 pop Dravidian uptime. 3 to gold. There's a barracks. What's the play here? Where's the TC? There's the Ville. Let's go. All right, this is what I like. Early aggression. This is capped Rams. You see the early uptime if you're Chirimoyos and you're thinking, okay, Mandatum's going 2 TC boom here. Not on stone. So this is looking like, yeah, it's going to be a standard fast castle for Godricus. It's probably going to go to stone with maybe his first town center. Maybe you put your first town center here. It's going to be thinking about getting a castle and having a knight spam. And you push with hand cannons. Is that the play here? But what they don't know is this is coming for them. They haven't scouted it. In fact, where is the scout right now for? All right, he's heading this way. Double range archers. No archers on the field yet. Let's see if they can keep the scout from spotting it. Will he notice? Oh, is this boy an auto scout? No, I don't think so. I think if he was, he'd probably be in that black area. Oh, man. This little black area, that's right where the Siege Workshop is. I'm surprised Godricus not taking that fight. Oh, right, because feudal age. Okay, so Godricus should win this. Does win it. Can Gnome snipe the scout so the scout doesn't have a chance to see? That one ram already queued up. Here come the archers. Oh, man. This could be sick. This could be really sick. If you're Mandatum here, how many rams do you make? Just 2? And then you add that second town center? Castle Age on the way here for our Bohemians player. Here we go. Don't show yourself. Don't show yourself. Right outside that line of view. All right, actually, already has a stable out. Interesting, but not on stone yet. Here it comes, though. Game time. How does Godricus react? How does he react? What just happened? Oh, wolf. A non-loomed Ville. Really nice quick balls there by Mandatum. Damn. That's some game, Mandatum. Nicely done. Alright, there's a hole. Can the archers get in? Scouts down. Archers are in. Stonewall's coming down here for Godricus. Yeah, nice reaction there. Gnome needs to move quickly. Oh, there is a Ville out in the open. Gnome notices it. Gonna snipe it with the scout. Oh boy, I don't know if Godricus is gonna be walled in time. He's got 2 scouts out, so I think he was adding scouts for the purposes of gathering relics. Mandatum just now has added that second town center. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Only 70 HP on that, so Gnome could go through this just with the scout and the archers. Defensive tower here for Godricus. Yeah, he absolutely needs that tower. I think he actually could have probably gone a little further forward with it, but just to make sure this wood line's secure, but should be okay. So I'm gonna camp under it. House is coming down. All right, gets the house down. Nicely done there by Godricus. Very good defense. These archers, yeah, just going to dive through here. Another very nice house. Oh, no. No moves the scout. They had a chance to dive in there. Oh, but look at this. He's going to be off of all of his farms. And no food income right now for Godricus. He is up to Castle Age. He can't make a damn thing. What a wild game. All right, what's going on over here? We've got, yeah, this is looking like, oh no, Expo, not hand cannons. Godricus is big trouble though. These Rams could just take down this TC. Actually, I'm surprised. Why isn't he taking down the TC? Here comes some Expo. Gnome's got numbers to clean though. Gets those archers over here to join in the fight. Why is Mandatum not? I guess because the Vils could just take it out. Gnome could definitely take this. There's only 3 Expo here. That 20 villager lead at the moment for LWS. Gnome maybe macroing at home, but just ignoring these Expo. The first time he's microed against them, and now Chirimoyos got the numbers actually. He's going to clean this army. This army separated, so that was a bit of a mistake there by Gnome. Had a chance to pinch the archers earlier. Yeah, nice defense by Chirimoyos, keeping his team in the game, but look at the Vil numbers. Almost a 30 Vil advantage right now for LWS. Rams beating a slow retreat back home. Yeah, I still don't quite understand why they didn't stay here with the Rams. Right? I don't know how much value you're going to get out of these Rams later in the game. At least take out the stable. Take out the full work in the stable. Even if you can't get to the TC because of the villagers. So I think there definitely was the chance there for LWS to do a good bit more damage. But now we've got Gnome and Mandatum both on the way to Castle Age. I think if you're Mandatum here, yeah, do you try to boom here? Or do you get some knights and push together with Gnome up against Bohemian's player? Because you know Godricus is he's really far behind at this point. Godricus actually, the thing is, he didn't lose too many villagers. A lot of idle time, some investments with things like towers, awkward base. Didn't lose that many vills though. I mean, the main vill difference is just because of the Kumin 2 TC. Alright, second TC coming down right now for both of our Chirimoyos players. And that's another thing, is that push delayed additional TCs for Godricus, but also for Chirimoyos, because Chirimoyos ended up having to invest into early Expo to deal with this. Also invested in chemistry in a university. That is really expensive. And I don't know if he's going to get that much value out of that investment. You've got chemistry right now, but if you don't have a way to get into the bases, what are you going to do with it? Bloodline's on the way for Godricus. Interesting. My bloodlines right now. Yeah, I feel like that's a tech you want to get a little later when you're about ready to start producing. But he's going to add scout. More scout cav. And maybe this is just to get some vision, or maybe they really are set on grabbing relics. That's the thing, is relics extremely important in 1v1 on this map. Much less important in a 2v2. Now look, the game goes really late. They can be valuable. But in a 2v2, I mean, the difference between 2v2 and 1v1 is you have access to trade in a 2v2. And so there are sources of gold other than your mineral deposits. Oh, okay, here comes the hand cannon follow-up. Human's player does need to be careful of this. But the thing with Mandatum is his eco is going to be so good that he's should be able to produce knights in numbers that are going to allow him to get it clean on this. All right, so Gnome trying to put pressure on Godricus again. kind of think if you're Gnome, you come down here. You try to take a 2v1 engagement against the Bohemians player. Then maybe try to break in there. Did push Godricus into getting a defensive Siege Workshop and a Mangonel. So again, even if they're not killing Vills, they are forcing response. And forcing response that requires a lot of resource investment. 25 Vill lead at the moment here for LWS. These hand cannons are coming though. That gate's going down. Defensive Siege Workshop from Mandatum as well. Alright, 3 TC, 3 stable. Alright, yep. And here we go. Expo on the way. Monk defense as well. Are there knights? Yeah, I think get the knights over here, join in this fight. They could take a really nice fight here. Alright, that ram goes down. There's a lot of hand cannons. But, yeah, this all-in play is really pushing eco to the limits for Chirimoyos. And they haven't been able to get damage yet. Because there's no military on the field for Godricus. The knights get in on the action. Two armies not fighting together at the moment here for LWS. And I don't know that they quite have enough to clean this here. Yeah, I think you get a few more knights out. They should be able to do. These knights do have +2 armor. Alright, look at that imp on the way for Gnome. Yeah, okay, if you're Gnome, in this case, we're on the way to imp, keep the archer numbers alive. Just dance, buy time, but keep those archer numbers alive. You've got 25 archers total. Get to imp, and then the question is, do you steamroll the Poles player or the Bohemians player? Poles player is going to have a castle. We could afford Siege Workshop with a Bombard Cannon here. Guessing that's the play for Gnome. More knights being lost for free there by Mandatum, unfortunately. And look at this, actually. The Vill lead, not that significant anymore. Gnome is going to imp with a real shoestring eco. 48 villagers. So he's going to have to do damage with this initial army, or else LWS could be in a bit of trouble. What's the follow-up? You need Siege to really finish this push. He's going to have Arbalist. Uh-oh. Oh, Dodson taking some more damage for free there. Alright, here we go. So, Thumb Ring, Bracer, Chemistry, all on the way. Mandatum. How far out is Mandatum from getting up? Sitting on 49 farms. I think really could honestly just think about idling here for a moment to get up. They definitely need Siege. They've got this tech advantage, but they're not making any use of it quite yet. Ballistics is in for Gnome. Oh man, another unfortunate fight there from Mandatum. These knights just keep running into the running in close to those hand cannons. Alright, so the Arbalists are going to pressure here. But there's a castle. I mean, Gnome's just not going to be able to get any value here. Not without Bombard Cannons. And I do feel like the timing's a little bit off right now for Gnome's strategy here. Alright, there is one ram. Maybe that's the play. You're just relying... Yeah, I guess you're just relying on Siege from the Kumans player. Be worth getting another Siege Workshop down back at home just to get the upgrade to Cap Ram here. Yeah, look at that. Kumans Eco, though. 112 Vills. Imperial Age on the way here for Mandatum. This is a nice castle here for Chirimoyos. And actually, yeah, Mandatum, only 300 stone. This is definitely the time to be trying to get a castle down on your way to Imp. So you can start producing trebs. Our hand cannons have pushed over this way. I think a castle out here would be really nice for Mandatum. Alright, capped ram now. So, starting to look a little scarier. Here come the bombard cannons. But yeah, what I was saying before was because Gnome is really just now pushing with the Arbalist, I think he probably could have afforded to go to Imp maybe like 10 vills later, have a little bit better of an eco before clicking up. But this, yeah, still looking good for LWS. Their vill lead is pretty marginal. Both their players are in Imp. But Safe Unite is stuck. What was this referred to? Alright, I have to know what this is referring to. A stuck knight. I don't know what... I don't want the references to. Also... Oh, I see. Alright, Gnome. Little friendly trolling of the opponents there. Got Rickus with some knights that jettisoned out here between the castle and the house. And Gnome kindly offering to help them. Ooh, loses a bombard there. That's expensive when we got 60 bills. A lot of knights here for Godricus. Mandatum definitely needs to get in there. Man, look at that. Vill numbers basically even. Military numbers basically even. And Godricus is he's gonna stay in the castle each year. He has to. Not afford to click up at this point. He needs to just hope, beyond hope, that he can get sufficient knight spam. But we do have the Cavalier upgrade now in, and Paladin on the way. 2.5 minutes. That's when things get really, really bleak here for Chirimoyos. Do you think about diving here if you're Godricus? Diving the bombards. Could you win this fight right now with these hand cannons and these knights? I think they're going to try it. I think they're going to try it. Hand cannons are taking good trades right now against the Cavalier. The Cavalier numbers are basically gone. No, I guess no. Okay, I take that back. There's still 34 here. Mandatum's good to go. Let's have a few in there raiding. That's going to be annoying for Godric, especially if they get over here. There's no TC and just a lot of exposed farming. Yeah, this looks good. This for LWS. So we will not have a sweep, almost certainly. These are good castles though from Chirimoyos. Chirimoyos getting some nice map control. How does he keep his teammate alive here? Here we go. Are they doing it? Are they diving? They are. All right. The Arb do get surrounded here. That was... I think the micro could have been better there. Mandatum probably should have been in front of the Arbalist. This Arbalist getting surrounded like this. I mean, they should still win this fight. They've got freaking Paladin on the field, but that fight could have gone better for LWS, no doubt about it. Hand cannons just, I mean, haven't really been engaged at all. The castle's firing in the mix. Paladin numbers are actually pretty thin. Look at the military numbers. 100 to 50. What's happening? That was, man, that went so much better for Chirimoyos than I expected it would. I think Mandatum's cav were just a bit out of position there. I don't think they were expecting Chirimoyos to dive like that. And look at that. LWS has been pushed out of the base. They do have a 50 vill lead. And Godricus is in this like eternal castle age at this point. Chirimoyos is the one pushing now. Is it gonna be a doubt castle? No? Yes? These hand cannons have done some serious work. Ooh. We're gonna get Onager upgrade. Yeah, this is getting clean now, though. Yeah, the military numbers suddenly have dwindled for Chirimoyos. They're down to 40 military units. Actually, this castle is going up. You have 2 bombards on the field here for Kamayu. But right now, all the pressure has been on Godricus, who I honestly cannot believe has survived this long. I thought this position would be breached by this point. And the Bohemians, you know, Bohemians are... They are absurd if they can get to their ideal composition. If they can get to... Hoofney's Halb, they get really scary. And Kamayu does have a great eco. Doesn't have barracks down yet. Well, he's got a few. Okay, does have 4. Alright, Mandatum adding in some light cav as well. I think that's a good call. You gotta conserve your gold a little bit, at least until you have trade up and running. And right now, you're just looking to kill Vils. You're looking to keep Godricus' eco from ever getting into Imperial Age. And that is indeed what's happening. Godricus down to 70 villagers right now. Alright, over on this side, we've got Treb on the field here from Mandatum. And what happened to those bombards? Hanging out over here. Okay. Castle's still standing, but the raids have been a problem. Down to 69 vills for Godricus. Stone gates. Keeping the rams actually at bay at the moment. And cannon output, damage output on rams isn't terrible. But yeah, the raids continue here. 59 vills for Godricus. And that eco gap just widens further and further and further. I'm surprised those bombards aren't coming over here to try to push this. I don't know how much value they can contribute on this side right now. Alright, the castle. The castle that has stood so long. Still up. Not for much longer. I don't know how Godricus has managed to have the stone to repair this thing. With as few vills as he has. Bombard's looking for some hits on the R, but they get cleaned. Knights are going to dive in. Do have Onager on the field. Onager going to get cleaned. But all in all, I think this is a perfectly fine fight for LWS. They're cleaning the hand cannon numbers. Those knights, all dead. Got some more hand cannons following up. Still only 1 Treb at the moment from Mandatum, with a second on the way. Ooh, and look at these. Yeah, these are some nasty little castles. This castle remains standing, back to 3,400 HP. But, yeah, LWS finally adding some forward castles, trying to secure some more map control. Trade already up and running for them. Yeah, that's huge. That is huge. Those hand cannons. Oh, that castle's down. This GG. This is over. Light cap raids coming in here now on Kamayu's gold. And that, I think, is the only gold left. Yep. GG is called, and LWS taking their first game of the series making it 1-2. And let's go to the stats. Yeah, the early Cumin Ram push really paid off. Godricus not able to notice it with his scout. It was close. It was really close. And yeah, Godricus never able to recover. I mean, look at this. Mandatum, basically twice the res of Godricus in that game. All right. Let's go game number 4. What do we got here? Beaver Dam. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear. Yeah, maybe you could put it in the comments of this YouTube video. Curious to hear how folks like this map. This was a map designed specifically for this tournament. This was our first time testing it out, and I'd be curious to hear what you guys think worked, what you think didn't work, how you think the map could be improved. But let's get into it. So game number 4. And actually, yeah, so game 3 on Arena. It's been a while since I wrote the handbook. I can't even remember if I specified whether after the... Right, so game 1, always Arabia. Game 2 is always a map picked by the loser of game 1. But then I can't remember if it alternates from there out, or if the loser always gets to pick the next map. So I actually don't know if Arena was a home map for LWS or for Chirimoyos. All right. So with that said, let's see. We've got Gnome playing against the Japanese, and this works out nicely for LWS. You have the Japanese player to the north. Japanese player is probably the player you're going to want to have dock as opposed to the Teutons player with the tankier fishing ships. And then, Mandatum as the Teutons in the south. Over on this side, Godricus playing as the Persians and Kamayu as Italians. So they have 2 civs that had the option to go water, since they didn't know which player would be to the north and which would be to the south. But in this situation, I assume Kamayu will play some water in early feudal age. And yeah, we'll probably get scouts here from our Persians player. All right, so which I'm trying to remember which of these teams. There was like a pretty epic Beaver Dam game played during the semifinals. Yeah, Tabe versus Chirimoyos. That was a good one. That was a really good game. Chirimoyos, Tabe getting early control of this southern region where most of the mineral deposits are. And Chirimoyos, they had a better military composition, ended up pushing in and clearing all those castles out before their gold ran out, but just barely. That was a good game. All right, so here we go. Gnome docking right now, about the same time as Kamayu's docking. Kamayu walling the villain, wisely so, because, oh, yeah, this happens. No loom, bye-bye Vil. Fortunately for Gnome, the Vil did get the dock out in time, but is going to lose a Vil and lose the shorefish food income from that Vil. And loses that house, so the potential to get housed here. Yeah, nicely done there by Kamayu. Kamayu and Godricus switching colors here, throwing me off. Yeah, so Persia's players started walling here. Let's see if they opt to wall this entire map. Pretty easy wall. I mean, look at, that's a really kind wood line. So you got a tiny, like, 3-tile gap there, a single house there. Is that closed? That is closed. Oh my goodness. This is a great map to wall, honestly. real fast castle potential. You get another wall here, and as long as you win water and fires can't take the wall out, really could just FC here. All right, LWS definitely going for some early pressure. Got Rickus has clicked up as well, so going 21 pop scouts, it appears. And where are the scouts right now for... They're both up here to the north, trying to prevent the wall. Kamayo's going to get in just in time, so those scouts not in a position to deny any walls, right? If they had been down, right down here, you've got a nice... Would have had a nice opportunity, but those walls just in time for Chirimoyos. All right, 24 pop up for Chirimoyos. Second dock for Gnome, so yeah, definitely wants to contest water, wants to win water here. This is interesting. I haven't seen players wall like this before, so it looks like they're not team walling. I'm guessing that's, yeah, I'm not sure about what the thought with that wall is. It's just really hard to individually wall your map because of how sparse these backwood lines are. I think the layout of this map, the standard generation, normally really incentivizes a team wall, and this is a disaster actually for Mandatum. Oh, doesn't quite get it down, and look at that, the barracks is denied. That's a huge problem because that's going to put you way behind in scout numbers, and you lose a villa. God, Rickus has been such a pest with his scouts this game. This set. He has really done a masterful job using that scout to cause early problems and gain an advantage. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing he did to Gnome in game 1. And yeah, those little delays, those can make a big difference. Okay, let's see the water. 3 dock here for Chirimoyos, who's opening fires. Gnome opening fires as well out of 2 docks, and we're gonna have 2v2 fire engagement here, but Chirimoyos is fully committing, and with that should be able to win water. Chirimoyos with a 5-0 lead. What's going on there? Not sure exactly. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what exactly happened with the walls here. I don't know why they didn't just wall this, but Gnome is going to complete the team wall to that little area. Have a fun little inlet there. All right, fires from Chirimoyos getting in on the fish here for Gnome. Those are Japanese fishing ships, so they can survive it for a while. Good engagement there for Gnome. 2 fish already down here for Gnome, and they didn't get back with the food in there. Chirimoyos got 4 fires on the field versus 3. Or is about to. Alright, yeah, Chirimoyos taking a really good fight here. Gnome, a lot of his fires out of position. And Chirimoyos able to get these favorable engagements despite having even overall numbers. And do we have Archer follow-up at all? Yeah, no. So full investment on water at the moment for Chirimoyos. Apart from that initial scout, no value able to be gained here by the scout play from either Mandatum or Godricus. Everybody's full walled. So it's basically all just going to come down to the water play at this point in Feudal Age. Galley switch for Chirimoyos. With really good fire numbers here, taking very favorable engagements. And has the repair bills. I'm surprised did not send the weak is not sending the weak fires back to get repaired by the Vils, though. I think that is a mistake there by Chirimoyos. Also taking a lot of damage for free on that galley. 2 demos in the mix. Ooh. I didn't notice this. Send some galleys around to finish off the fishing. And these demos could cause some serious damage on the fires. If you can get those fires to group up like they are here, yep, send these fires back, get the demos in. Micro's been a little bit sloppy here for Chirimoyos with these fires. Took some good early engagements, but the last minute or so has definitely been to Gnome's favor. Like, yeah, like this weak one. Repair this weak one. Yeah, but it does indeed look like Chirimoyos is starting to win water here. What's the eco situation looking like right now for Mandatum? Mandatum about to click up. Godricus should click up here any second. Is he missing a second building? What's going on here? Market. Stable. Should be able to click up. Ooh. Wait a second. What's this? Oh, how did these get in? Is there a hole in the wall? Did this just get walled? I'm missing something. He's got 2 scouts in. Gonna get another Vil pick here. Nice micro there by Godricus as well. Knows that Mandatum wants to quick wall the Vil. How did these get in? I'm so puzzled right now. I was fully engrossed in the naval battle, so I missed what was going on up here. Alright, identical Vil numbers though at the moment for Mandatum and Godricus. Both are on the way to Castle Age. Yeah, and he's got a spear, so should be able to survive that, no problem. Water has been lost now. I mean, it was a big investment for Chirimoyos, and he's got to make that investment worth it. He should, I think, switch to investing into fishing ships at this point. Yeah, one thing to note about this map is you can't take the Navy down into this river. They can't pass it. Alright, Gnome actually clicking up before Chirimoyos, despite having basically no food eco at this point. Alright, second TC coming down for Godricus. And is he 3 TC, okay, staying 1 stable at the moment, so he's definitely taking the eco-heavy approach with Persians. Gnome adding in a demo, here it comes. Yeah, I don't know if, yeah, probably not worth it to be adding in more naviness. I don't think there's any way you can win this back unless you're pushing your opponent to build as many military units as you're investing to cause the reaction. It's not going to be worth it. And at this point, Chirimoyos has switched into adding fishing ships, so the eco should be really, really good here for Team Chirimoyos. I mean, they've already got a 10 or 12 Vil lead. 3 TC here for Godricus. Meanwhile, on this end, Mandatum added a second barracks. Okay, going for Pike siege push. 1 TC Pike siege push. Interesting. Chirimoyos adding a range down here, I guess, to deal with the Haub, or with the pikes. See if they can make this work. Now, you are coming from the downhill direction. That's not ideal. But once you get here, there's a nice hill, so you get a number of mangonels. Damage output could be significant, but that's the thing, is you're up against Persian TCs. Yeah, so 4,800 HP as opposed to 2,400, so twice. Oh no, and the Knights are in on the wood line on a 1 TC play, so there's only 40 Vils from Mandatum at the moment, and he's going to lose a bunch of them to Knights. How did they get in? I don't understand how they keep getting in. Is there a hole here? I don't see a hole. Where are these Knights constantly coming from? What am I... Oh. Is that a hole? No, that looks like it goes to the edge. I don't know. I'm baffled. Yeah, I like the stone walls there by Godricus. All you need to do is buy time here. You're gonna have fish eco slingshotting your archer counterpart up ahead. Yeah, what's Gnome going into here? Expo. 2 range Expo. Okay, Rams instead of Mangonels. Ram Held Push. Getting good values against a couple of those camels. Kamayu adding in some Expo to try to deal with the pikes. Now, obviously those don't really do anything to the Rams, but there's no Mangonels to threaten the archers at the moment. Here comes some Expo from Gnome, so let's see what they can do with this all-in push. I mean, they've got to put all their eggs in this basket at this point. They're way too far behind economically to try to make the switch to that, so let's see. I mean, Gnome, if he gets his archers up on this hill, he's going to have a nice hill bonus. Where are those archers? Oh, ranging the woodline here. These are archers, though. This was a great call by Kamayu, getting the archers in, building a range in his teammate's base, and adding a siege workshop as well with the Mangonels. This looks really good for Chirimoyos. I mean, they're already ahead by 20 villagers, I think. Yeah, I mean, that entire push is already cleaned. Pretty much. Now, we do have these Expo, but that shouldn't be too hard of a defense. They can't get in. There's TCs all over the place here. There's also a Mangonel in defense. Yeah, Chirimoyos is in a very, very favorable position here. Mangonel goes down from Mandatum as well, sniped by the Knight of Godricus. We're going to add a Monastery. Ooh, nice mango shot there by Mandatum. But just the fact these are Persian TCs buys so much time for Chirimoyos. And they just continue to boom behind this. Still not a single farm for Kamayu. So he's just going to rely on the fish traps, I think, going forward. Gnome investing in ballistics as well. He's not fully all in. He's got 2 town centers. Second and third town center have been added behind this for Mandatum. Still 20 vills behind. It's going to be another dead Mangonel. And just not enough archer numbers to keep these Mangonels alive. Got Rickus having a nice boom behind this. 74 vills as opposed to Mandatum's 54. So 20 villager lead on his half counterpart, and going heavy to stone here to start dropping castles. Going to start securing this bottom area, which is the most important area of the map as we enter the later phases of the game. Yeah, I mean, what if they had pushed... I was going to say, what if they had pushed the archer player, but Kamayu, I mean, these gaps are so small. And these stone walls, that's a really nice play there. Giving those stone walls in the mix. Alright, Godricus has no one on gold, though, so he's off of this gold mine because of the archers. That one's been depleted. Not sure why he hasn't sent vills down below to start accessing gold there. Oh, nice mango shot there by Kamayu. Mandatum losing yet another Mangonel. I think he's lost 4 of those. Maybe even more. Kamayu's added in skirms has recognized there's no knights on the field. Why not go skirm here? Bill lead's actually shrinking. LWS only behind by 10 bills at the moment. Defensive castle here for Godricus. So honestly, this has been an investment, but I think it has been a big APM suck for Godricus and Kamayu. And yeah, Mandatum and Gnome have been able to boom behind it. Now these knights, oh, they could have just gone for the gate. They would be in already. But they attack the double layer of houses. Probably a little bit of a mistake there. Alright, TC in the mineral area. Okay, yeah, now they're going for the gate. Yeah, these gates melt so fast to knights. And these knights have upgrades. +2 attack, +1 armor, and they're in. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, they will cause some problems here, no doubt. Mandatum, all of his military is forward, so he's just going to have to rely on getting the villas into the TC to defend against that. But that entails a good bit of idle time. A lot of dead vills here right now for Mandatum. KD looking like this game. Oh, gets the conversion just in the nick of time. Adding a second defensive monastery in here. So Mandatum gonna ham the monks. A lot of knights flooding through though. Ooh, so this was nicely done. Gnome recognizing, oh yeah, we probably should get down to the bottom part. And actually preventing Godricus from getting this castle up. But there are skirms here for Kamayu. They have ballistics. They've got +1 armor. So Gnome's archers will be easily cleaned here. And yeah, Godricus just waiting for the clean to come forward and drop the castle. Knights still raiding around here. Lots of vills exposed. Where are those vills? Oh man. Gnome had vills all the way down at this lumber camp, having to walk all the way back home. Interesting. Okay, so Gnome actually able to hold that high ground. Not sure how he managed to win that fight. He does have +2 armor on those archers. Just to keep that mangonel alive. I think if you're Godricus, yeah, I was just about to say, delete your forward castle. Just get one back here. Take what you can for now. Move forward later. Godricus has clicked up. Gnome has clicked up. We've actually got a pretty even game. The Vil difference only about 10. The military difference only about 10. And I thought, man, with that all-in play, I didn't think there's any hope for booming themselves back into this game. But LWS has proved me wrong, and they're right back in this. Yeah, look at all that. That's just beautiful. All them fish traps. Alright, Gnome, first player up. Arbalist upgrade on the way. Has been pushed off this hill, though, by the skirms. Castle foundations going around all over the place. And, oh, man, if this castle goes up, that is going to be a problem for LWS. That's a great castle. You're ranging basically all the resources except for just one stone. And yeah, I think Gnome and Mandatum conceding the space, so they are going to just try to get castles up on this hill that they can build trebuchets from. These skirms continuing to hold the position. And that was the problem, is Mandatum didn't have knights. He went for the pike play, and without knights, that allows Kamayu to freely go into skirms without any consequences. And there's no way to clean these. And these skirms, all by themselves, have managed to secure bottom map control. And they're going to win this game. Like, Gnome's got Vils coming forward to try to get a town center here. But just for the best, if you're Gnome, you don't want that town center to be built. Not with a castle in its face. And Chirimoyos, they control this hill. This was I mean, LWS needed a castle here. They really needed at least a castle here. Without that, they have no way to contest this. And that gold is going to be drying up here. And Godricus is going to be in on this area as well. Cavalier upgrade on the way. And Datum's going to be sticking with the pike play. He's getting the second armor. Oh no. Gnome's building a lumber camp. Not there. It's too dangerous. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Instead of contesting the bottom right away, they're actually going to get a castle in Godricus' face. The thing is, they can't really push from this position. There's a tree line blocking the way unless they go for the Onager upgrade. Maybe that's what Mandatum's looking to do here when he gets up. Alright, Castle Age is in for Kamayu. And yeah, here come the Trebs, here come the Cavalier. I don't know how Mandatum possibly defends this position against... Oh no, there's a hole. Rip. Yeah. Yeah, this is looking bleak. A 50 vil advantage for Chirimoyos. 50 military advantage for Chirimoyos. Positional advantage for Chirimoyos. Tech advantage for Chirimoyos. So unless they're somehow able to get just catastrophic damage here, I don't really see a win condition. And at the moment, Mandatum not reacting to this. I think his attention must be elsewhere. Not garrisoning vills at all right here. Oh, yeah. There was just like multiple holes throughout this game for Mandatum. I didn't see either of them. I mean, this one I see it now, but I still don't know where the initial hole was that allowed the scouts and knights that got into the base. But yeah, Treb's coming forward. This castle will now be in danger. Godricus firmly in control over on that part of the map. Alright, here we go. Gnome attempting to push, but there's still this problem. There's no cav on the field. There's no way to deal with these skirms. And Kamayu can just go into this goldless unit all day long and defend against the Arb Treb push. Treb goes down for Gnome. And this push has completely stalled out. This castle's going down. The Arbs are getting shredded. I think this game is over. It looks like Chirimoyos will take the set 3-1. And yeah, they win this game. They win this set. They win this division. I'm desperately selling to try to get some gold out. Skirms on the assembly line to their death. And that castle, not long for this world. That castle, not long for this world, does get the clean on the Treb. Does have Halb on the field. But those skirms can just come on down this way and join the party. That is indeed what they're doing. Kamayu's sending some skirms to help deal with the Halb push on this side. LWS, they're going to fight this out as long as they possibly can. Rightly so. Is the potentially the decider game of the finals. As long as you think you have really any possibility at all. You gotta stick it out here. Alright, a second Treb coming in. Can Mandatum possibly push this back before enough skirms arrive to deal with the Halb? Genoese haven't even made an appearance in this game. They haven't needed to, because there haven't been cav on the field. But Genoese in the semi-final set that Chirimoyos played, it was the Genoese crossbow that was the star of that show. Oh man, these Cavaliers still causing problems in the back of LWS's base. Here we go, a lot of skirm getting position on this hill. They're going to try to clean the Halb. 3 Trebs. Can they take the castle down? They do. They get the castle, but man, the skirm numbers are picking up. There's still another castle here. What's the gold situation looking like at the moment here? Gnome with 0 on gold. Oh, man. I don't even know what he's producing at the moment. Oof, twice the military right now for Chirimoyos. And I think when these trebs are cleaned, probably when we see the GG. Yeah, Gnome going fully into skirm. But here's the difference. Chirimoyos, they have cav on the field. They have cavalier. Those are just going to devour these skirms. So Gnome, unfortunately, just sending those skirms to their death. And look at that. The trebs fully cleared. Mandatum trying to get a castle there. Had to delete it. This one ain't going up. No chance. No chance. Oh no, the Cavalier in on Gnome's base. Yeah, this is getting out of hand quick. Basically 100 villager difference at this point. LWS hoping for a miracle, but yeah, that's Paladin. Slaughtering Vills. Yeah, that castle denied. And in fact, it will be Godricus getting a castle on that hill, and there it is. GG, well played. Congrats. Love the sportsmanship. This was an awesome division. Participation was great in this division. I know there was a lot of scheduling issues, and some of the sets were delayed, but on the whole, a really awesome division, and I thought an extremely competitive division. Like I said, both the semifinal sets went to 3-2, and the finals, we had a 3-1 result, but LWS, definitely had a live chance in all these games. Arabia, they had a lead in, definitely could have won that. And yeah, hope to see both these teams back next season. Congratulations to Chirimoyos. A very, very well-deserved victory to take this one. So our Division D Season 5 champion, Chirimoyos. Well played, Godricus. Well played, Kamayu. And yeah, you guys will be promoted into the next division for the next season, LWS as well. So the top 2 teams are typically promoted into the next division. And let's see here. Take a look at the stats for game number 7. Oof. Yeah. That is vicious KD ratio. Yeah, Gnome, this was impressive though. That Gnome and Mandatum, right? Despite not having water, despite being later to Castle Age, despite trying for a 1 TC push for a good while there at the start of Castle Age, actually managed to get an eco that was pretty comparable to the Chirimoyos eco. I think the biggest issue though was a compositional one. I think that the Halb or the pike and then later the Halb play just didn't work out in a 2v2 situation where you're up against teammates that play as well together as Kamayo and Godricus do. They're a very well coordinated team. So anyway, that will do it for this cast. Again, hope to see both these teams. Hope you guys enjoyed the tournament. Certainly enjoyed having both these teams in here, and look forward to seeing you next season. Be well.